Hey guys, so we're here today with the Maverick Quantum Plus Flux, and all is going well so far. We're here at Burnie Skate Park, and this is a really good spot for bashing, and as long as you're careful on the jumps, it seems to be doing all right. I've already had a bit of a go, and all is going so well so far. But it's been a really good truck so far. Like, I haven't had too much trouble with it. The only trouble that I had was one of the skid plates here. This one here, the front skid plate, had a big crack in it. I did a jump, it wasn't even that big, and yeah, it just went crack. And so I pulled that apart, ordered up a new one, which didn't cost too much, and there was one of the gears in there, the pin part had snapped off, so I had to get that as well, which unfortunately you have to buy the gear and the spur gear as well, but it's all good. We've got it up and running, and fantastic truck. Really happy with it so far. It's definitely a beast, and I definitely recommend it. To anyone thinking about getting a Maverick, go for it. There is enough parts out there to be able to support it. All the arms and everything seem to be pretty strong on it so far, and this one does have all the HD parts on it, which is pretty awesome. But just going over a couple of things that I have done to it. So one of the first things I did as soon as I pulled it out of the box, I grabbed this. So here's the three things that I recommend definitely. These bodies are very flimsy. There's not much to them. Very thin, and they crack really easily from what I've seen. So what I did is I bought some Flexi Seal. It's stuff that you'd normally paint on your garage or on your gutters around your home to stop the leaking. It's like a spray rubber film. Only cost me about 18 Australian dollars. And I gave it 3 coats of that, just one can, and it's strong as, she won't crack. It's really flexy, haven't had any trouble at all. Another thing that I did straight away, and this has been going pretty well too, and that's just found some washers, all the same size, thankfully, that I found in the back of the shed, and I basically just put a little bit of silicone on there and sat them on there, left it overnight, and that way whenever you put the clips through, it holds, they won't pull through the body, and so far so good. I've had it doing some pretty good jumps and things, and it hasn't come out. I will say the only thing that has happened is the clips do fall out, but I mean, the clips that it come with are pretty rubbishy, so I'll need to get some bigger clips, I think. That way it'll be much better. So number 1, Flexi Seal. Number 2, definitely do this with just some washers so it fits through nicely. And the third one that I found really helpful, and just before I get to that, this wing, a lot of people have had trouble with these wings. What I did this on my last Proline body. So instead of putting the little pins through here, what I did was I gave it a whole big coat of plastic seal, about 3 or 4 coats, so it's nice and rubbery and flexy, and then just plugged it in there and just got 2 zip ties. You can see the 2 zip ties there. The worst thing that happened is this comes off, like it just lifts up, and you just push it back down, pop it back in the holes, never a problem. So I've never ever snapped the wing, which is a real bonus. I'm trying to think what the third thing that I had to do was. But I'm running it on 3S. I've still got the Dean's connector. It's got the Dean's, so I just got the Dean's battery. But 3S 3200 milliamp, and they seem to be going all right. And they're only a 50C, but the burst is pretty good on it. Don't really have any trouble with that. So the third thing was I had to get in here around all these joints in here. You can see that. Just where they are, and just make sure that they're screwed right on, and also drop of Loctite on there. I use this Loctite and it seems to hold it pretty well. I forgot to do it when I first drove it, and of course this just came out, that just pulled off, and I thought, oh, what's going on? But remembered I'd seen videos before that other people have done it. So basically just a drop of Loctite, tighten it up, and don't have any more problems with it really. It's been great. Trying to think what else, other problems I've had. No problems with the suspension. Suspension's really good. Another tip is a bonus number 4 tip. I took the advice of my local hobby shop and also people on YouTube, and sprayed the body and all the plastic parts with WD-40 and just let it soak, let it actually dry in the sun. And then came along and gave it another coat and let that dry overnight, and it seems to help the plastic just be a bit more flexible, so it won't just snap, it'll just bend and go back into shape. That's the ideal. But yeah, so far so good. Really happy with it. I wonder if it might need a stronger servo. I'm not sure, but you know what I have done actually, I've turned the adjustments so it doesn't turn so sharp, so it's a little bit like not as tight a turning circle. I think that sort of helps with the strength of it a little bit, and I don't know, just feel better with it like that, I guess. A lot more in control too when you're cruising along. It's not going crazy with small adjustments on the steering and flipping out or anything. But yeah, that's another thing that I did that works really well. But yeah, these tyres, fantastic, really good tyres. These are a 14mm, which means you're pretty limited in what you can get. Probably your Armour wheels would fit on here, but these are a 3.2, so a bit bigger than the last one, which was the 2.8, so a little bit bigger in size, but a bit lower in profile. But they seem to be pretty good, no problems at all. But anyway guys, enjoy watching the bash video. I've got a few little tricks and things that I've done that I'm pretty proud of. I'm taking it pretty easy, and have decided with this one that I'm gonna just take it easy and really focus on my landings and just try and get them as smooth as I possibly can, just so I can minimize any breakages, because it's not like you can go and get RPM parts or anything for these yet. I wish they would, that would be great, but I mean, everything's good so far. One more little bonus tip too, I had a couple of things backing out, like the where these AR arms are on the bottom. See if I can see what I'm looking at. They have a pin that goes through. It started backing out, and also a couple of screws and stuff. So, but with the screws, eventually you'll work out which screws come out, just Loctite them back in, and then you won't have any problems. But with these pins, I've had to shove them in a couple of times, and whether it's just built up with a bit of dirt and it's just held in spot, I don't know. But it's something I need to double check, because especially on the front, the ones happened on the front here, and it turned out that I could only turn right but not turn left, because the thing was getting caught on where the pin was coming out, so which could have torn up that little gear on the servo. So, but anyway, just little things to watch for. As we know, when we have these trucks, each time we go out, make sure we check over them during and after, and just tighten up those little screws and keep it going. Thanks so much for watching guys, and we'll see you on the next one. Peace out.